Recently, I came across the Bible reading about the Gerasene or Gadarene demoniac. And if you remember the story, there were many demons, and they were in, well, I can read it. It said, when Jesus came to the other side, to the territory of the Gadarenes, two demoniacs who were coming from the tombs met him. They were so savage that no one could travel by that road. They cried out, "What have you to do with us, Son of God? Have you come to torment us before the appointed time?" Some distance away, a herd of many swine was feeding. The demons pleaded with him, "If you drive us out, send us to the herd of swine." And he said to them, "Go then." They came out and entered the swine, and the whole herd rushed down the steep bank into the sea, where they drowned. The swineherds ran away, and when they came to the town, they reported everything, including what had happened to the demoniacs. Thereupon, and here's the important part, thereupon, the whole town came out to meet Jesus. And when they saw him, they begged him to leave their district. Ponder that. They met the God of the universe, who had just worked a miracle, and they begged him to leave. I've heard that story hundreds of times, but it stuck with me this time. What does it take for someone to beg God to leave them? I mean, their lifestyles were going to be changed, right? These herd of swine, or at least this particular owner, he lost a whole herd of swine. But what about the rest of the townspeople? They didn't lose anything yet. Perhaps they knew that had they listened to Christ, they were going to have to change, give things up, lose something. But what were they to lose? And how were they to compare to what they were to gain? I mean, even in terms of this herd of swine, these demoniacs were savage. They were tormenting town people. So the town was saved from them. Demons were cast out. And rather than celebrating that, saying, "Oh my gosh, God, we see your miracles. Stay. Change us. Change my heart, change my life, change my family, change my marriage, change my home, my city." They could have asked for that. And not only did they ask him to leave, it says they begged him to leave. My spine just, it shivers. But I do wonder, how many times, or have you ever begged God to leave you? And you have your addiction to pornography, and though you want it cured, if you know that you can go to this certain place, maybe talk to the certain person, you can lose that addiction. But you're not ready. You don't want to. Or the persons who are having struggles in their marriage, maybe you even had an affair, your spouse did, and I'm not going to a counselor. I'm not going to a counselor. I've tried that. Not doing it. I want to stay. I want to continue doing things the way that we're doing them. I want to cling to my brokenness. I want to cling to my sin. I want to cling to my swine, the filthy, dirty swine. I'm not ready for you, God. Leave me alone. Because if I accept you, I'll have to ditch my sin. I have to lose my swine. And I don't want to. What brokenness are you holding on to and telling God to go away? Is it your spending? Is it your eating? Is it your drinking? Is it your sexual issues? Porn, lust, infidelity? We all need to invite Christ into our lives. Yeah. I've heard, oh, I've invited him in my heart. Yeah, okay, whatever. But if you are clinging to a sin, and I'm not talking about the kind of sin where you're like, Lord, I'm bad at this and I need your help. I'm talking about the kind you're like, no, I don't even want to help. I don't want to face it. I don't want to read it. I don't want to look at it. Think about the sin of schism. Think about how many Protestant friends we have. Like, I don't want to look at a Catholic church. I know what I have is fine. Well, guess what? Whether you want to admit it or not, you're clinging to your swine. You're clinging to the story you've been told, the religion you've been given. And perhaps you're afraid of looking into the Catholic faith too deeply, because then you might have to lose the things that you've always been comfortable with, your false faith, false religion, I should say. It stuck with me this time. And I want to keep on searching my own soul and see if there's anything that I'm clinging to that I shouldn't be. And I hope I'm not begging God to leave. As a matter of fact, if I find anything that I think I'm clinging to, I'm going to beg God in. Help me. What are your thoughts? I'd love to know what you think now that you've heard this gospel. I'm Dr. Christine Bacon. Thanks for listening to Breakfast with Bacon. And as always, no matter how dark life gets, remember to live your life sunny side up.